Ancient scholars who observed precession of the equinox provided a simpler explanation than a wobbling Earth. They said that our sun curves through space, moving in a great orbit of its own, pulling the Earth and other planets along with it. If the Earth did move along with the sun on a curved path through space, we might see the same precession of the equinox through the zodiac and changing of the pole stars that the lunisolar wobble theory now attempts to explain. But it would not be caused by the Earth's wobbling independent of the sun. It would be caused by the whole solar system curving through space. Another reference frame is at work.
We believe that our sun moves in space with our entire solar system, that the axis of our Earth remains aligned to a point in space where that is fixed in respect to the equinoxes, it's fixed in respect to all the solstices, so that basically our entire system moves around a point in space. And this point in space, we believe, is a star.
A partner star to our own sun? Some say the binary model confirms all of our celestial observations without the need for excessive torque or epicycle type explanations. While the concept of a second sun challenges our present understanding of the solar system, it is hardly a new idea. Some of the earliest astronomical records refer to the existence of dual suns.
Planet Pluto is so far away, it was just a speck on those planetary charts that used to hang in the front of every elementary school classroom. Tonight there is a spacecraft en route to that speck, As spacecraft go, this is a fast one. It's considered a sports car, but the trip will still take 9 years.
The trip will still take 9 years.
And the journey begins with NBC's Tom Costello.
4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition and liftoff of NASA's New Horizons space.
After 2 days of delays, a picture-perfect launch to the solar system's farthest planet and the stars beyond.
This is a really historic day, and I have to say, only the United States can do this, and I'm very proud of that.
Launched atop an Atlas V rocket, the New Horizons spacecraft is the size of a piano, now racing to Pluto faster than any previous NASA rocket. At 36,000 miles per hour, it will pass the moon just 9 hours after liftoff. By comparison, it took 3 days for Apollo 11 astronauts to reach the moon in 1969. At New York's Hayden Planetarium today, the talk was of breaking through a new frontier.
So we know hardly anything about this new place in the solar system.
Pluto was just discovered 76 years ago in the darkest recesses of the solar system. Today, scientists think it's about 70% rock and 30% ice, which is one reason scientists are now divided over whether it's really more of an asteroid or a comet than it is a planet. Part of the unexplored Kuiper Belt, which holds the remains of ancient comets and planets.
It's all about going to a new frontier, a new place, just to find out what it's like and why is it different.
On board the probe, the ashes of the American astronomer who discovered the planet in 1930. But just getting to Pluto will take 9 years. The first detailed report back not expected until 2015.
Not expected until 2015.
Tom Costello, NBC News.
How they use a device like the Hubble Space Telescope, or how these guys made their discovery. They look for evidence. They find things and they don't know why they're seeing this evidence. So what they found, there's a bunch of rocks out beyond Pluto, way out there in our solar system, that were being disturbed more or less by gravity. Their pattern was not as it normally would be. Naturally occur if they were just those objects floating around. So they see something else pulling on them and disturbing the orbit, and they don't know what that is. So the theory that they have is that there's more planets, really big ones, way far away.
So it's based on,
solar system.
It's possible they have not even seen these planets.
Yeah, I don't think they have. In fact, the only evidence that I'm aware of that I've read about here is that it's a gravitational attraction, and the only way, one of the ways that they would explain this is to say that there's other planets out there. If you know, with the Hubble Space Telescope, dark energy and dark matter, and this is at the Intrepid Museum now. They have the Hubble 25 exhibit, and you see some of this stuff. They talk about things like gravitational lensing. They can, which means they can look on a lens. There's a picture of this at the museum where you can see the bending of light. And so the light can actually bend, and they can measure the bending of light. And they would say, well, what matter is around here that's causing that bend in the light? And then he said, well, there's got to be so much matter, but they can only recognize a portion of the matter. That's why they come up with dark matter. So there's more stuff out there than we can account for. We can measure
the possibility that it's emitting light, right? Or it's sending light back, and that's how you would locate it.
Right. So
it would reflect the light of the sun.
Extremely good news for me. The bad news is, I promised you, and I explained to you some time ago, that the situation with us, with the rise of the second sun, will bring a new dimension to the life on this planet, if it exists. Last night, we have seen the first sign of the rise of the second sun on the horizon of the Earth. I showed it to Caroline and explained exactly how it's a matter of 2 to 30 years before this planet comes to its demise. The second sun has risen. It's clearly on the horizon if you read the signs. So
something about the second sun, and then you showed it to Caroline, Mr. Kesh?
Yes, it's on the horizon. You can see it in the sky. The second sun, the sign of the rise of the second sun, which is the twin sister of the Earth, has shown its first sign of arrival. So, as humanity, the unit has come the right time. We work together to put the expenditure on moving the man out, or there will be no man to move out. If you look in the east direction of the sky, you will see the second sun in a very, very clear way if you know what to look for. It's arriving as a cloud and is what you call this galaxial cloud in a package. It's not a star. It's the same as if you have the sun and the sun interacts with the earth and creates light. Now we see the light of the universe, second sun arriving. So now it's for you lot to decide where you want to take it, to have more, to get nowhere, or share to go. And this is what the ambassadors have to decide for themselves. Life carries on as normal till the final day.